Hey cruisers, I took a last minute trip to Rome to board the Disney Fantasy, and it is boarding day for this 7-day cruise to Greece. And guess what? I am sailing solo. Yep, just me, myself, and all the Disney magic. So if you ever wondered what it's like to cruise Disney as an adult with no kids in tow, come along.
Let's take this show on the road.
Hi, my name is Carlene. I work a 9 to 5, but travel the world as if I don't. This is my channel, See It With C, where I share how I balance a thriving career while maintaining a travel lifestyle.
Tonight I gotta break free.
I did something that only a solo traveler could do, and that was I left for my international flight the day before, and it landed the day of my cruise. Thankfully, there were no delays, but I took American Airlines from DC to New York and then onward to Rome for an 8.5-hour ride. It was smooth sailing, and we landed to Rome Fiumicino on time. After landing at the Fiumicino airport, I headed straight to the Disney Cruise Line shuttle. It was only $69, which I pre-booked through Disney, and it was a stress-free way to get to the port in Chania. The ride is about 60 minutes, and they take care of your luggage too. So, solo travelers, this is honestly one of the easiest options. You don't have to think about a thing. After an hour, we got a glimpse of the ship, and it was finally time to board Disney Fantasy. Alrighty, so here inside of the cruise terminal, welcome all the guests. You have your different levels of, you have concierge check-in will be that first one there. Then you have all your Castaway Club levels here. The concierge student area will be behind you from the elevator steps. And this is a lovely waiting area here. Check-in at the terminal was smooth and efficient. There is even a place that you can buy your bottles of wine should you need them. You get early boarding whenever you purchase the airport transfers. And even when traveling alone, the crew made everything feel super welcoming. I even got to spot Disney heading up the gangway, so look out for her. And then it was the moment that I was waiting for, which was to hear my name called. As a solo traveler, here's a tip. When it's time to call your name, just give them your first name. You don't have to say your last name, family. That's just weird. So give them your first name. So you'll hear them introduce me as me, Carlene.
It's just you?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Carlene.
Carlene? Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Carlene.
Thank you.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard the Wallace family.
Okay, we're here at Animator's Palette for lunch, skipping that buffet crowd. I still may sneak up to Cabanas to get some crab legs, but here's the menu at Animator's Palette. I know some people feel weird about eating alone on vacation, but honestly, I love it. You get to savor every bite, enjoy the atmosphere, and people watch like a pro. Mixed salad, the raspberry vinaigrette. This is the gumbo. The gumbo is very red, but let's see what it tastes like. The gumbo tasted like a tomato soup with pieces of chicken and shrimp in it. This wasn't my traditional gumbo. I would not order that. And the waiter didn't recommend it, so I don't know why I ordered it, but. My steak is huge. It's covering basically the whole plate here. Sheesh. I am trying to stay awake, but I feel like this is gonna put me down. It's like cookie and cream cheesecake. All right, I am here in my cabin, and because this is my second Disney cruise, that makes me a silver member of the Castaway Club, which is their loyalty program. I get a couple gifts, and you get to see me unwrap them. All right, first we have this lovely lanyard. Is it two? Oh, it's just one. It feels like it was 2 strings. Okay. This is the lanyard. Little notch for you to slide it out if you need to. And you can hook it like this. Not sure why the two. Oh, this snaps behind your neck. Really quality. And then we have this big bad boy, which I was getting a lot of use out of. This is the Castaway Club tote bag. And of course, it would not be boarding day without a quick tour of the cabin. I was placed in the deluxe family veranda cabin. So here is a quick glimpse of what this space looks like. And of course, Disney does a really good job of just making this space feel warm and accommodating with compliments such as, you know, nice comfy blankets and deep plush colors. So this space was the perfect venue or area for me to be in to spend 7 days as a solo cruiser. I could either stay outside on my veranda and read, or I can leave the comforts of my cabin and go upstairs. But either way, I knew I was going to have a relaxing experience. Feel free to search my channel for the full balcony cabin tour for this deluxe veranda stateroom. After getting situated in my cabin, it was time to head up to the Lido deck. Well, I did muster drill, and then it was time to head up to the Lido deck for the iconic Disney sail away party. This bash featuring your favorite Disney characters really gets you in the mood for the holiday, or your vacation, as us Americans like to call it.
Oh my!
With the initial blast of that iconic horn, we were off for our 7-day Greek Isle vacation. After the sail away party, I explored the ship a little bit more just to get familiar with all of the areas. I was really impressed by how easy it was to navigate the Disney Fantasy. If you want to be close to the adults only areas of the ship, I suggest you pick a cabin towards the aft. After freshening up, it was time to check out the evening activities. I circled a few things that I liked in the Navigator's app, and still continue to explore the ship. I didn't know if I wanted a quiet evening on my balcony or in a drink in an adult lounge such as La Piazza. I ended up checking out La Piazza, and then it was onward to dinner, and I had the early seating. La Piazza Bar had live entertainment every evening. However, it was time to get to the main show for the evening, which is dinner, which Disney does such a great job at food. And tonight's meal was in Enchanted Garden, which is such a beautiful venue. As a solo cruiser, they put me at a shared table with other solo cruisers, and I decided to stay put in place. Some people would change their seats, but I enjoyed the group that I was placed with. It was good to have some good conversation at the end of long days out at ports. But here's what I had. The fish was pretty tasty. I would say that was the star of the menu. But then it was and these scallops weren't bad either. Then it was time to get a pleasant surprise, which was Mickey made an appearance, which some people say this was a change of pace from previous Enchanted Garden dining experiences. This first day on Disney Fantasy was absolutely magical. The ship was beautiful, the cruise was amazing, and I felt completely at ease. Whether you're traveling with a group or flying solo like me, Disney knows how to make you feel right at home. On this morning, I decided to have coffee on my balcony as we passed through the Strait of Messina. I was out so early that I was able to catch the pilot boat guide us through the strait, because basically at its thinnest point, we are about a mile away from the coast of Italy. Also, while passing through, I was able to get a peek at Princess Cruise Line's newest ship, Sun Princess. Alrighty, heading to Deck 12F, the Meridian Bar, for a mixology class, which is something that I've heard that you have to do on Disney. Try their tastings and mixology class, particularly as a Disney adult. So heading up to try that now. The mixology class was held in the Meridian Bar, which is sandwiched between Palo and Remy restaurants. During the mixology class, you make about 4 or 5 drinks, and the total cost is about $45 per person. It sits in the back of the ship, which is the aft, and it holds space for you to enjoy drinks and cocktails as well as cigars, and there's a smoking section in the back while you wait for the class to start. I arrived a little early, so I sat in the sun for a bit and then watched as the bartender kind of did the preparations for the course. The first cocktail was pre-made for us, and it was a spritzer. I should have taken notes about which each drink was. So if you know the different drinks, shout them out in the comments for me. But this one was my favorite of all 5.
Okay, what are you tasting, number 1?
Now, while the course includes 4 to 5 small cocktails, there is a way to get a few extra, and that is either participating by answering the bartender's questions or being your first hand up to volunteer for a little extra drink. Our next cocktail was a spin on the lemon drop martini. One thing I will say about Disney Cruise Line bartenders is they are not scared to pour the alcohol. There are quality spirits, and they make really tasty drinks. And this is from a girl who enjoys wine.
Martini. Lemon drop martini. Anybody?
Vodka,
Vodka.
lemon juice of sorts.
Lemon juice or salt. Anything else?
Some other.
Anyone had lemon drop martini before?
Yes.
Okay. Nobody knows what it is. They only know it tastes good. I get it in every class. When I was taught the lemon drop martini, they say it only tastes delicious, but nobody knows what it actually is.
Here are the ingredients to the spin on the lemon drop martini that we made. It was more of a citrus forward flavor, and I found it very refreshing and was pretty distracted by how the sugar rim just maintained itself the whole time while enjoying this drink. Ooh, that's strong. Perfect sugar rim though.
Anyone wants one? Number 1? The first one? Anybody want to try one more?
But is that just plain sugar, or do you think? Are you tasting?
I think it's just plain sugar.
Because I'm tasting the citrus, and I don't know if it's in the citrus sugar.
I'm used to like the sugar like melting off and it's gone. I don't know how did you do that? It's like almost like a lollipop.
Turn the glass so you can keep tasting the sugar. Alright, number 2 now. Try it, taste it. Let me know how is it. Good, bad, horrible. Love it.
It's
good.
strong.
Strong. Very strong. Delicious. Yeah.
Strong and delicious, yes.
What else you tasting? Orange, sugar, lime.
Is it's just the plain sugar?
Just the normal granulated sugar, just the normal white sugar.
The next drink was a spin on Moscow Mule with Woodford Reserve. And again, can't remember the name of this drink, but here they were teaching us how we should mix all the ingredients together before enjoying a beverage. If you know the name of this drink, slip it into the comments. Drink number 4 was a spin on the old fashioned. However, it was with rum, a rum old fashioned. And this is my first time having the classic cocktail with this twist.
Alcohol, very important. Alcohol, sweet. What's the alcohol you tasting? Bourbon? If you're tasting something smoky, it's a bourbon smoked sugar that I use in it. Okay, available Amazon.com. Yeah, you can buy it. Okay, that's where I buy it.
While we would enjoy the drinks, the bartenders would tell us stories. Sound up as you hear this story about the gentleman who enjoyed a double shot of Woodford every night.
I want to know the story. So first he tells me, first thing is that your bar is situated right above my cabin. So basically his cabin was on deck 5. and my bar is on deck 4. And at 9:30, the wife goes to pick up the kids. So while the wife is out picking up the kids in the kids club, this guy is in his kids club downstairs. And he's chugging down 4 old fashions. So before the wife comes into the cabin, he's back again in his cabin and going to sleep. Did this the whole 7 days. 7 days, 4 double shots, Woodford old fashions in my bar, 9:30 in, 9:45 out. I was with double. Oh.
Now it's our time to flex our bartending skills with making this layered shot. So I'm right-handed, so I'm holding my spoon. Okay.
Whatever comfortable.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm scared. Oh shit.
Yours is better.
Mine's better. First place. You had a few more drinks than I did. So
We just keep it for a while.
I will.
Same thing with the Romania slowly.
That one is better.
it does. It looks perfect.
I'm gonna pretend this one's mine.
Yes. Be like, look how beautiful mine is.
Bring up that spoon. Lovely. You seen that? Kalua Bailey. Oh, nice. Now shoot it one time.
All right, cheers, team. We got this.
Okay, we got it. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. I haven't done a shot since
In college. Ooh,
Oh, that's nice.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's good.
But that's delicious.
That's really good.
We did it.
Wow.
I enjoyed the bartender so much that I found myself in Meridian Bar every day after dinner. Okay, that was a great experience. The only thing that was very interesting was it was like the group started very quiet, and then as the drinks started flowing, people kind of loosened up and became more collegial. So really good kind of experience on the whiskey tasting or mixology. Clearly I've been mixing a little too much in regards to just the price point, which is only $40, as well as the community building, and then the drinks are really good. Already off to see what the rest of the ship has to do. Explore classes. As you can hear, my words were a little slurred and tongue-tied, so I decided to walk around the top deck just to walk off the drinks a bit and explore the ship. While not necessarily adults only activity, I used the opportunity to get some footage of the splash pad while there were no children in it. I was pretty impressed by how large and extensive this water area was. Something to also note is that in its pools, Disney will make sure that it clears the pools for every 30 minutes just to allow pH levels to reset and make sure that little swimmers are okay. So just be prepared for the pools to be cleared out while you are enjoying them on sea days. I opted for the seated lunch in the Royal Court, and here is what I had for the day. Although not a full-on adults-only activity, Jack Jack's Diaper Dash definitely gives the adults entertainment at the expense of the babies, but it's pretty cute to watch. At the moment, we have a lot of crying babies, a lot of consoling, but no racing babies yet. The first heat of babies were more criers than dashers, but the second group had a baby dressed up as Buzz Lightyear, and he stole the show. The way this event is set up, one caregiver stands on either end, and when they release the babies, the caregiver on the left side can use any object to entice the baby to cross the finish line. And in this case, the mom brought a remote control and a bottle. But after the second round, even Buzz Lightyear baby was a little pooped. I tried to stay around to see who would win, but the babies kind of got stuck in the middle of the mat, and I decided to head out to do some shopping and explore the ship a little more. Shopping is definitely an adult-oriented activity, as we are the ones who typically foot the bill for the young ones who find the things that they enjoy. So I perused the gift shop a bit just to see what type of items that they have. There were plenty of items that were unique to Europe and some unique Disney ears. Lastly, there was an extensive collection of items for any ailments as well as baby items. Okay, so those of you who've been following my channel know that I typically do not dress up a ton for formal night, but 7 nights on Disney, why not? All right, let's get into the outfit. It still has some of my cruise casual flair, but let's see what I'm wearing today. Okay, so those who are in the Disney Fantasy, day 2, 7-night Mediterranean cruise, day 2 will be your formal night. So of course I have my Minnie ears or Mickey ears. I'm wearing a Nicole Miller dress. No makeup. I'm like, I had to pack light. Nicole Miller gown. And then I'm keeping it safe with just a pair of sandals because let's face it, my high heels are scary on a cruise ship. So I'm keeping the flats on. So let's get into what the evening has to hold. My dining rotation for formal night landed me back in the Royal Court. And the evening had shrimp, lobster, a seafood and lobster pasta. I wasn't too enthused with the lobster pasta, so I also ordered the prime rib. Your dessert options will be presented to you in this well-themed envelope as an invitation to the Royal Court, as well as an invitation to your dessert, as well as after dinner cocktails. Because I had the earlier dinner seating, my cocktail hour and pictures with the captain occurred after the dinner slot, or at least that's when I decided to head down to get my cocktails. Now they will have a fruit punch, they will have champagne, they'll have some water and soda for the children. So definitely make sure that you take advantage of this perk on 7-night cruises with Disney. Once done with the formal night cocktail hour, I headed to the Walt Disney Theater for the show for the evening, which was Aladdin. And there was no filming, so you would just have to take my word. This was a full Broadway style show. Finally, I decided to have a nightcap by heading to the Europa Adults Only District in the back of the ship. This area houses about 4 bars that were just made for adults, concluding here, which is the La Piazza kind of carousel bar. There's a champagne bar, there's a British style pub, and they all have evening activities. However, my favorite part of this section was late in the evening. There usually is a buffet, and you can get your late night snacks here. I found the wings to be on the smaller side. However, they were tasty and the perfect late night treat. My last stop for the evening was the Ooh La La Champagne Bar for the smooth sounds of the piano player. My last cocktail for the evening was this pomegranate forward martini, and I got an unexpected show. Thank you. And that wraps up my first sea day on this 7-night Disney Fantasy Greek Isle sailing, where I try out the variety of adult-oriented activities that Disney Cruise Lines has to offer. The next day we encountered our first port of call, which was Chania or Crete. In port with us that day were a P&O ship as well as the Marella Discovery 2, which I had not seen that cruise line, or at least this ship, up close in person before. I was not in a rush to get off the ship since I didn't have any plans, so I had a leisurely lunch in Cabanas before disembarking for the day. right, so we arrived to our first port of call, which is Chania, Greece, also on the island of Crete. And I think I'm catching a shuttle bus into town just to kind of walk around, explore on my own. So come along. So my tip for you is to be sure to book your Disney excursions early. I got on this trip pretty late. I booked this trip pretty late, probably within the same week of the sailing. So I missed the opportunity to book a lot of the excursions, but here on the left hand side are a variety of options for Crete. There is a shuttle that will drop you off some distance into town, and you just kind of have to figure it out from there. So I would say Crete is a place that you also need to pre-plan. It's not easily, things to do aren't necessarily intuitive. I believe this area is called the Crete Harbor. You can find a glass bottom boat tour from this area, or just simply wander around into the various shops and boutiques that surround the harbor area. So this area is basically ruins from a German bombing. Something that I did not get to try the last time I was in Greece was orange wine. I'm able to try it today. Ooh. It's thick, it's strong, it's an acquired taste. I don't think I would be chugging down a whole bunch of orange wines, but I wanted to try it out. After one final lap around the harbor area, it was time to head back to the ship, and I decided to make a stop at Sweet on You, which is the sweet shop on Disney Fantasy. While in port, the shop is not able to sell anything, but it's good to know that they have a variety of cupcakes as well as ice cream. I passed all of that and decided to get me a couple of slices of pizza before exploring the ship. I found the pizza on board to be just okay. Alrighty, so I'm heading to the aqueduct while it's not super packed. Alright, just got done aqueduct. Cannot bring the camera on. Didn't ask about GoPros, but it was a short and sweet ride, nice and swift. So worth doing in very, very short wait here in port. So trying to catch it on port day. It was day 3 of my trip, however, jet lag was still kicking my butt. So I pretty much had an evening in my room watching Disney movies. Good morning from Piraeus, which is Athens cruise port. We are here today. We've been docked pretty early since 6:30, and we are here till 8 o'clock p.m. Today I am doing the GNC beach break, so come along to get a feel of what beach life is like in the van. One thing that I quickly learned about sailing the Mediterranean is that you're going to have some pretty early mornings if you choose the cruise line excursions. And you also need to be mindful that there are very limited taxi cabs that will be available. Also, you will be primarily spending most of your time on a bus, and often these excursions are somewhere between 9 and 11 hours frequently for your longer port days. So that's just something to be mindful of for this style of cruising. So the meetup for fantasy excursions is the Buena Vista Theater. You basically sit here and wait for your paddle number to be called. The bus ride to the beach club and to the side of town in general in Athens that has beach clubs primarily is about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes away. So just be mindful. We had a few little people on our bus who were getting kind of cranky, so just be mindful of. It's a pretty nice hike to get to the side of town with the beach clubs. The cost of the excursion covered your transportation as well as a space per person, a lounger per person to sit at the beach club. Any drinks or food was an additional charge. Many of Greece's beach clubs have a reputation for this upbeat party atmosphere, but what many won't tell you is that frequently in the day hours, these beach clubs are pretty family friendly, and then there is a period in the day where things change, there's a DJ added, and it becomes a more up-tempo atmosphere. I would classify my day at Astor Beach Club as very quiet and very relaxing with very plush vibes. If you are looking for a more upbeat beach club, this is not the place for you to go, at least during the family hours that I was there. Then it was back to the ship to catch a couple pier runners. Something to be mindful of is that Athens has some pretty bad traffic, and even if you make it to the port, you still have to go through the customs process or immigrations process. So this individual had to run inside, still get cleared, all before the ship ran away. They were calling this individual a number of times, or this family a number of times. However, they did make it on board, but just be mindful of the time change, the time difference, and the traffic patterns whenever you are cruising internationally. Dinner this evening was back in Enchanted Garden, and for my mains or courses, I had the crab cake as well as the lo mein and shrimp diablo. On day 5, we arrived to my most anticipated port, which was Mykonos. However, had to have breakfast in the cabanas first. Alright, good morning from Mykonos. I am about to explore for today. I have no excursions planned, but going to check out to see what things there are around town in Mykonos and see what we can find. Come along. So first off, when you arrive to Mykonos, Disney will have its own boat shuttle here, and it's totally free. Other cruise lines will make you pay the €2 to get over, but over to Mykonos town. But Disney includes the complimentary shuttle in its cruise fare, so that's kind of helpful for trying to get your day started, not having to worry about at least one mode of transportation. Alright, I found the windmills on my own. I cannot find the buses, so it might just be a restaurant and back to the ship today. If you follow the sign to say public bus stop, you're on the right way. Okay, I wanted to go to Paraga area, but I kind of got a little lost and turned around, so I didn't want to take a chance, and I was just thinking out the first best slogan, which is to Paradise Beach. I feel like people have Paradise Beach content, but I'd rather explore, but explore safely. Due to time constraints, I just headed to Paradise Beach Club. The bus stop will be right in front of the beach club entrance, easy to find. So I wanted to go to the Paraga area, but their buses were coming later, and I already wasted a lot of time being lost. So the first bus out was Paradise Beach, which I believe this beach, I'm seeing a Kentucky bus. It's a little more vibrant, young, not your, I don't believe, most upscale, but at least gives me beach club vibes for the day. And then hopefully I can come back and get a different vibe for beach clubs and try more beach clubs, because I really love the beach club culture here in Mykonos, or in Greece in general, honestly. And apparently they have some sort of transportation themselves. Not sure from where though. So how Paradise Beach Club works is that you can sit at the bar, you can sit at any of these tables, as well as the tables right before you get to the sand without having to pay extra. You'll just have to pay for whatever your bill is. However, if you sit in any of the loungers, you will have to pay a fee for the lounge chairs, but you have a dedicated waiter that will wait on you throughout your stay there. There's also a beach club shop back there in case you have a random beach day. You can get a towel, you can get bathing suits, anything that you might need to have a good day. The texture of the sand is small pebbles, so you will want to bring your water shoes unless you just are used to this type of sand. It was a bit of an adjustment in texture for me. Also, I learned that in the Med the water is pretty cold, however it gets pretty warm, so it balances out. Bring your sunscreen. I decided to walk down the beach a little bit and found 2 more beach clubs that are accessible using the Paradise bus stop. Alright, so if you get off at Paradise, there are 2 beach clubs that you can choose from, it looks like. You have Paradise Beach, and then you have Tropicana. And both have similar vibes for right now. Low-key loungers. I didn't check the pricing, but you got a couple options if you get off at Paradise Beach. But there are plenty of beach clubs around here in Mykonos, so you kind of pick whatever one you want to kind of explore and adventure to. Now, at first glance, Tropicana's crowd looks a little more diverse. So my guess is they probably have probably more hip hop music whenever they switch over. But right now, everybody's playing kind of like jazzy renditions of like hip hop and reggae songs for the moment. But I heard it cranks up. I'm not sure when. I'll have to ask and find out. I wrapped up my day and headed back to the bus terminal, but I noticed that the Tropicana sign had signs that flyers for DJ parties. So my guess is this beach club really kind of turns up, and probably where you want to go for those later night parties that Mykonos is known for. That's why I think Virgin might have a monopoly on Itinerary, because things don't really crank up until 4:30. So. Or is it 2:30? Or 1600? I think it's 4:30. But I have to be back by 4:30 to catch my shuttle, and I don't want to chance it through these mountains. All right, things to be mindful of when they drop you back for Disney, you want to head to Mykonos Yacht Club. That's a 9-minute walk. Also be mindful of the bus may not be on time. So it says every half hour, but it may be running late. And then along the way, they may actually, they might make a couple stops for local people who are on the route. So just factor that in. I decided to leave at 2:30 because I just felt like a later time would be pushing it too much. So now I have time to get lost going back to the port without feeling like rushed and crazy. So, okay, things that I learned. I appreciate that Disney has the complimentary sea bus to the port area. I could totally see myself Greek island, island hopping to Synclades. It just was not enough time. But cool to experience. I definitely could come back here. So, all right. Amazon Resort. So I've been collecting information about like where to go whenever I come back. And I've seen Amazon Resort. I've seen Tropicana Resort. So many places. So many ideas. And I will say like cruising just gives you a taste of everything. For if you ever want to come back and, you know, just fully enjoy a port. So, alrighty, back on the ship we go. Piece of me doesn't want to wait for this line because I have a feeling it's about to be a beast. I think I might just duck in here and see if there's somewhere to sit and wait. So you can catch the public bus from the cruise port and definitely from the ferry area. I think you'll have to just transfer in Fabrica, but that's kind of cool to know. All right. If I were to do it all over again, I would have went to that beach. I was right there. I don't know the name. I can't see the name. That's where I would have went. Because you can walk. You can literally walk from here off the ship. Froggy, you could find something over here. But I would literally just walk down that way. 15-minute walk, they say. Our last stop was Naples, and I had already visited Pompeii via land-based vacation in Italy, so I decided to stay on board and was greeted by Royal Caribbean's newly amplified Allure of the Seas. Other than visiting Pompeii, the other popular excursions for Naples was the Amalfi Coast excursion, as well as there was a pizza making excursion that was pretty popular during this sailing. I seized the opportunity to take full advantage of this nearly empty ship by first washing clothes, because as a family, this ship was pretty full with people who were constantly using the laundry room. The cost to wash clothes was 3.5 euros, and it was charged to your Key to the World card. What I enjoyed most is that the machine is connected to your phone's app for the sailing, so you will be notified via app whenever your cycles are done. Very convenient. So while my clothes are washing, I was able to take advantage of the adults only area, which was pretty empty, as well as the Lido pool, which was fully empty too, and was able to get another ride on the aqueduct in. My final meal on board was at Animator's Palette, and boy, was this presentation emotional, but a really nice touch for wrapping up a 7-day Disney cruise. And that was a wrap on my 7-day sailing on Disney Fantasy. I used Disney Cruise Line's transfer for my 11:30 or so flight back from Rome Fiumicino Airport, and they offer door-to-door support at the airport. And that is a wrap on the 7 days Western Mediterranean sailing on Disney Cruise Line. It's See It With C. Thanks for traveling with me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.